Absolute Batman has absolute powers now. It begins when Alfred Pennyworth realizes that Bane has returned to Gotham. The thought alone makes his heart heavy. He remembers that night in the Batmobile when he wanted to warn Batman about someone dangerous, but fear stopped him. He couldn't even say the man's name. And now that man is back. That is none other than Bane. Bane's story starts far from Gotham, on the island of Santa Prisca, a land of endless wars. His father led a rebel group called Cielos Libres, fighting for freedom for generations. Their flag showed a royal bird, the Quetzal, a creature that dies in captivity but soars when free. Bane's father always told him that one day this bird would fly freely again. Bane believed him, but deep down, he never saw that freedom. One night, he took jojoba seeds to see his father's vision, and what he saw was terrifying. The bird on the flag turned into a burning skull screaming at him. Years passed, and Bane grew stronger, smarter, and ruthless. Under his father, he trained to lead the rebellion. They took the capital once, but 3 days later, foreign forces invaded, destroying everything. Bane, his father, and their people were thrown into Peña Duro prison, a place known as Hell on Earth. Cold water filled the cells every night, and prisoners either drowned or clung to the ceiling to survive. Bane learned to sleep hanging, to eat rats when starving, to fight and endure pain. His father never stopped believing that the Quetzal would one day be free. After 9 brutal years, Bane became something more than human. One night, he told his father, "Yes, I see the bird fly." Soon after, he led a bloody escape, killing guards with his bare hands. His father gave him a mask inspired by their flag and called him the true symbol of freedom. Together, they returned to Santa Prisca to take back their home. But when they reached the island, it was silent. No army, no soldiers. Only the Joker, dressed in white, waited on the beach with his usual smile. He greeted Bane warmly. "I have an offer for you, Bane." What they talked about, no one knows. When Joker left, Bane and his father finally stood victorious. Bane asked, "Can you see it now, the dream of peace?" His father smiled. "Yes, my son, I can." And in that moment, Bane hugged him and snapped his back in half. That was the day Bane truly began. He became Joker's enforcer, completing dark missions across the world, explosions, assassinations, chaos. Soon, he discovered Venom, the chemical that changed him forever. It turned him into a monster, his strength unstoppable, his mind razor-sharp. He became the perfect soldier. He could fight like an army, think like a general, and remember every strategy in existence. Bane had become the ultimate version of himself. In Gotham, Alfred imagines what would happen if this Bane ever faced Batman. He pictures the battle, Batman's traps, his tactics, but Bane knows them all. Every move Batman makes, Bane has already mastered. Alfred can almost see it. Batman shouting, "Welcome to Gotham City," before setting off explosions, only for Bane to walk through the fire, unharmed. Bane would strike back, shattering Batman's body, breaking his arms, leaving him bleeding on the ground. That's when Alfred remembers Joker's offer. Years ago, Joker told Bane that his father's rebellion would always fail. Too many powers wanted control of Santa Prisca. But Joker offered something different: peace, money, protection, in exchange for loyalty. And to prove that loyalty, Bane had to kill his father. He accepted. Now Alfred imagines Bane dragging Batman's broken body to Joker's doctor, the same one who once experimented on him. Bane would tempt Batman to take Venom, to accept power, to rebuild Gotham in his image. He'd promise him peace, family, and hope. But Alfred knows that Bruce would never break. That's what makes him Batman. And Bane knows it too. So instead of trying to break the Bat directly, Bane begins hunting his friends, Harvey Dent, Eddie, and Penguin, because he knows one truth better than anyone. To destroy the Bat, you don't have to kill him. You just have to break everyone he loves. Bruce wakes up without any clothes on, lying on the cold floor of the Batcave. The dim lights flicker, and his body feels heavy and weak, every muscle screaming in pain. He blinks a few times, trying to figure out where he is, his mind still foggy and lost in darkness. He tries to move his arm, but it feels like 1,000 knives stabbing through his veins. A few moments later, Alfred enters the cave, rushing toward him with shock written all over his face. "Master Bruce," Alfred says, kneeling beside him, "you've been out for 20 days. 20 whole days since you were found collapsed right here, lying on this floor like you were dead." Bruce looks at him, confused, breathing heavily, trying to process what Alfred just said. Alfred continues speaking, his voice stern yet trembling with worry. He explains that a delivery system has been installed inside Bruce's body, something he discovered in the scans from Arc-M. It's filled with venom and directly connected to Bruce's spine and brain. Whoever did this clearly knew how to break him completely, and now Bruce needs several days to recover. Alfred pleads with him, but Bruce slowly sits up, shaking his head stubbornly. "I'm fine," he mutters. Alfred tries to stop him, but Bruce cuts him off. "I said I'm okay, Pennyworth. Move now," he snaps, his voice rough and weak at the same time. Ignoring the pain tearing through his body, Bruce forces himself to his feet. He puts on a simple coat lying nearby, his face pale but his eyes cold with determination. Alfred tries once more, but Bruce walks past him without another word. He steps outside, the night air hitting him hard, almost knocking the breath out of him. He walks down the empty streets, his body trembling. He heads out to his mother Martha's apartment to meet her. The city lights flicker above him as if mocking his weakness. Then suddenly, an intense headache strikes, sharp and violent, making him stop dead in his tracks. He grabs his head, gritting his teeth as pain surges through his skull, the venom inside him reacting, pulsing through his brain like fire. But even through the pain, Bruce keeps moving forward, dragging himself toward Martha's apartment, step by painful step. When he arrives at the apartment, Bruce surprises his mother. Shocked to see him after so long, Martha slaps him and then pulls him close, asking him to let her hold him for a while. Bruce's mom tells him what happened to Ozzy. Bruce rushes to the hospital to see him. He thanks Mr. Gordon for looking after his mother in his absence, then heads straight to Ozzy's room, ignoring the warnings about his condition. Bruce freezes after seeing Ozzy's state. "Whoever did this, I have never seen something like it. He is abomination," says Dr. Tompkins. She tells Bruce that Ozzy's bones are all broken and his body deformed. They shattered his bones in a way that missed each vital organ. If Oswald survives, he'll be almost 2 feet shorter, and his feet and hands. He'll be in constant pain for the rest of his life. Bruce instantly realizes it must be Bane who did this. He asks about Harvey, and the doctor tells him he's in the next room. Harvey's body is burned badly. 3rd to 4th degree burns covering the entire left side of his body, almost 50% scorched and charred beyond healing. His skin is cracked, melted in places, and wrapped in thick medical bandages. But the worst part isn't even that. His skull is fractured, split right down the center, a deep wound running across his face. When the police found him, his head was nearly in 2 separate parts, blood soaking the floor beneath him. The doctors said it was a miracle he was still breathing. Bruce enters Harvey's room. The air smells of antiseptic and silence. Machines beep softly beside the bed. Harvey lies there, half his face wrapped in white gauze, the other half raw and red, almost unrecognizable. Bruce stands quietly for a moment, then steps closer and identifies himself. Harvey slowly opens his eyes, trying to focus, his mind foggy from the painkillers. After a long silence, he starts talking, his voice dry, rough but heavy with something deeper, old memories crawling back. He tries to recall the old days from their childhood, the streets, the fights, the times before Gotham swallowed them both. He mentions that truant cop Flass, the one who was always on their tail. Harvey says, he was always one step ahead of us, no matter how careful we were, no matter how quiet we tried to be. He remembers the look on Flass's face when he caught Bruce once, that cold, mocking smile. Harvey says that Flass had a special kind of hate for him, said Harvey was fooling himself, thinking he could stay clean forever. He used to say, "One day, your friends will drag you down with them, Dent." Harvey laughs bitterly, then says, "And he was right." Bruce lowers his head, lost in the weight of everything that has happened, the days, the mistakes, and the choices that brought them to this moment. He feels guilt pressing heavy on his chest as he apologizes to Harvey. But Harvey's anger burns stronger than ever. His scarred face tightens, and his lips twitch with rage. He can't believe Bruce thinks an apology can fix any of it. To him, everything, their fall, the chaos, the loss, is Bruce's fault. He accuses Bruce of gambling with everything they stood for, their friendship, the city, and the mission they once shared. And now, all he sees is the ruin left behind. Bruce doesn't respond. He just stands there, silent, guilt written all over his face. Harvey stares at him with one good eye, then lets out a bitter laugh that turns into a cough. "Get out of here," he says finally, his voice low but sharp. "Get out before I change my mind. I only hate you half the time now." The words hang in the air, heavy, cutting deeper than any wound. Now Bruce goes to meet Eddie to check if Bane has hurt him too. But to his surprise, Eddie, whose skull is partly removed and connected to wires, claims he's fine, even though his head and eyes were damaged by Bane. Despite his injuries, he speaks calmly, saying Bane also came for him, beat him to hell, took out his eyes and crushed the frontal lobe of his brain, the part responsible for intelligence. Eddie says Bane was very gentle with him and challenged him to a friendly battle of wits. He grabbed Eddie's head and violently shook it. It only took a minute for Bane to beat him. Eddie says maybe Bane was challenging him to become more of what he was meant to be. As a result of the brain damage, it's revealed that Eddie has attached a portion of his android Al's head onto his own, with blood streaming down his face from the point of attachment. Eddie actually seems happy about what happened to him. Bruce shouts in horror that Eddie needs to get to the hospital immediately, but Eddie just teases him, saying Bane must have challenged him too. Bruce storms back to his cave, his mind burning with rage and pain, every step echoing with the thought of what Bane did to his friends. The cave feels darker than usual, heavier, like it's carrying the weight of his anger with him. He punches the metal table, leaving a dent. Breathing heavily, he calls his contacts in the Red Hood gang and orders them to stand down. "It's off," he says. Alfred, standing by the computer, watches him with worry. "What was that about?" he asks. Bruce, still seething, turns and says he should have taken that deal with Black Mask. His voice cracks slightly. "Bane broke my friends." "He broke everything." Alfred looks at him, calm but firm. "And now what? Will you let him break you too? Will you let him rush you just like he did to them?" Bruce clenches his fists and stays silent. Alfred steps closer, his voice low and sharp, warning that Bruce chose this path and cannot turn back. The only way out is to go through, so he must prepare to fight or risk falling. Before Bruce can respond, the security alarm starts blaring, red lights flashing across the cave walls. The computer flashes warnings. Intruder detected. Bruce and Alfred exchange a look. Alfred grabs the shotgun hidden behind the counter. "He's here," Alfred mutters. "It's Bane." Bruce readies himself, eyes fixed on the shadows, his muscles tense, heart pounding. They wait. Footsteps echo through the cave entrance. Suddenly, something moves fast. A whip cracks through the air, wrapping around Alfred's neck and pulling him hard. He gasps, and before Bruce can react, Alfred is slammed to the floor, unconscious. Bruce's eyes widen, and then he sees her. A figure in black leather, tail swaying. Catwoman. Bruce growls, anger flaring up again. "What the hell are you doing here?" She smirks, tilting her head, her voice dripping with mischief. "Well, hello to you too, Bruce." Bruce asks Catwoman why she's in the city. With her usual playful tone, she replies that Martha called her because Bruce was missing and she was worried. That only makes Bruce angrier, and he tells her again that he doesn't need her help. Meanwhile, Alfred regains some consciousness and says he's heard of her, that she's unloyal and cannot be trusted. Catwoman hits Alfred again, knocking him back down, as he warns Bruce not to trust her. Bruce yells at Alfred, telling him he doesn't need advice, and orders Catwoman to leave right now. But later, right after he throws her out, Bruce ends up bringing her to his apartment, and the night turns intimate. The next morning, as they wake up, Selina, lying beside him, notices a network of strange lines running across Bruce's back as he sits on the bed. She tries to ask about them, and at the same time, Bruce asks her about her black mask-like helmet, but neither of them wants to talk about anything else right now. Bruce asks Selina if she wants to go on a date, then leans in to kiss her again. The kind of date only they could have, as we see both of them in action, heading to the abandoned Amusement Mile Pier, the hideout of the Red Hood Gang. Bruce explains to Selina that the Red Hood Gang is an outlaw collective, hacking, disruption, and rebellion. He says he had a loose alliance with them once. Selina asks where they are, and before Bruce can answer, they're suddenly surrounded by the gang, all of them wearing red hoodies. "You're not welcome," one of them says to Batman. Another steps forward and shouts to the rest, asking sarcastically if they take orders from anyone. "Do we take orders from anyone?" he mocks. The members shout back, "No! Hell no!" confirming that they follow no one. Bruce tells them to get out of the way, but he makes it clear. He's not leaving until he speaks to their leader. The gang provokes him to interfere in a fight, taunting Batman to "have it your way," and then attacks. Both Batman and Selina jump into the fight. Selina fires a stun dart, catnap, at them, but Batman stops her, saying they're just kids. She hates the kids. One of the members on the Ferris wheel roof fires an RPG missile at them. "Look out," says Batman. He hits the tower and destroys it, sending it crashing into the sea. Selina, shocked by this monster power from Batman, asks if Bruce is all right, but Bruce pushes Selina out of his way. The Venom in his system activates, and he begins to shift, about to become some sort of monster. The Red Hood members step back and whisper that he is one of the monsters their boss warned them about. Selina calms Bruce down. Bruce doesn't fully return to normal, but he tries to speak to the Red Hood members, asking them to stand down. He tells them they almost broke him in a place called Arc M, where they make monsters, abominations like a man called Bane. They did not break him, and now Batman intends to destroy Bane. Not just him, his bosses, Arc M. He plans to burn it all to the ground, but he needs their help. The Red Hood members don't trust him. They whisper to each other that he is an abomination. "Get him." But suddenly a voice rises among them. "Hold it!" One member pulls off her hood and reveals a bald face. She is none other than Harley Quinn, the leader of the Red Hood. She steps forward and tells Batman she'll side with him if he burns Arc M to the ground. Now Harley Quinn is with Batman and asks for his plan. At Arc M, Dr. Arkham increases Bane's venom to maximum capacity. At this moment, he is not at full infusion yet. Dr. Arkham shows her appreciation to Bane. She could never imagine a human body could reach these levels. She is inspired by working with Bane and calls him a unicorn. Bane replies that soon they will replace him with someone else, and Batman will have a new Bane. Then he will finally be able to go home. Dr. Arkham asks Bane if he really believes the Joker will allow him to go. "He has to," replies Bane after a pause. Bane says he has given everything, and at any moment Batman will give in and his work will be over. One of the technicians calls Dr. Arkham over and points to the television. The news shows Batman has hacked the broadcast and is warning the people of Gotham that the city is under attack, not by criminals, but by its own leaders. Leaders who sold Gotham to line their own pockets, who sold safety and freedom, who even sold the ground beneath our feet, where right now they grow monsters, horrors too terrible to imagine. People listen on their smartphones and see the screens on the streets. Batman says he tried to expose them with Black Mask, but made the mistake of relying on networks. Not anymore. This time, he will show them himself. He will drag one of these monsters into the light for all to see and then beat him. He calls Bane and issues a challenge. Fight Batman alone at midnight in the old arena. If Bane wins, he will go back to Arkham and become whatever he wants. Batman asks the people of Gotham to come and watch the fight. And just in case anyone wonders who is making this call, Batman adds, he is Batman. Back in the Batcave, Bruce works at his desk. Selina says there is not much around the vet to use to Bruce's advantage, but Bruce thinks that's the idea. Just him and Bane, the last man standing. Selina asks Batman to promise her one thing, not to use the Venom. It's what they want, she says. It's not worth it. She has seen what it does to people. But Batman thinks this is the only way he can beat Bane. With the Venom activated, he is 10 steps ahead, 50. Selina refuses to accept that. She believes there are people who can help him, people like her. But Bruce thinks Bane is too much for her. Selina still wants to join Batman. She wants redemption for her friends, the people Bane broke. Bruce reminds her of her own saying, if the rules aren't fair, stop playing by them. Selina says she was wrong. Bruce accuses her of getting where she is by not playing clean. Selina insists Bruce is better than her, always has been. Not anymore, Bruce snaps. Full of anger and hungry for revenge, Bruce decides he will wreck Bane and use the Venom. He tells Selina to go away if she can't handle it. Hurt by his words, Selina leaves. Alfred appears and teases her not to let the door hit her. Then he asks Bruce if he's all right, though he already knows the answer. Bruce will say he is fine, and that's what Bruce says. He leaves in the Batmobile with a cooler of raw meat inside. Before leaving, Alfred tells him to let go of the man he was, weak and soft, and bury that person deep in the mud. Become what he needs to be, what he is meant to be, and rise.